G'day guys, welcome back. My name's Chris, this is I Ride Taz, and today on the VL250 bobber build, we are going to slam the back end. Guys, I set up a little workstation outside. Sad reality is I'm not getting any younger. My back and knees are really feeling it this week with it being so cold. So I've set up just a table and a few things outside that will help it. I don't think this is stepping outside the idea of a simple driveway build. Anyone could get hold of an old dining room table from a op shop. You could get a card table or a camping table from Super Cheap or Anaconda or BCF, something like that, to just set up as a temporary workstation. So I don't think this is stepping outside the idea that I had of a simple build, but it's certainly going to help my back and knees in the long run. Enough about me. Today we are going to be slamming the back end of the Suzuki VL250, and I've got two different options. I've got 10.5-inch shocks that I bought on eBay, and these aren't bad. I've trialed them on the Triumph Speedmaster chopper that I built, and I did a 4-inch lift in the front, and these dropped the back end by about 4-inch, and it looked real cool. It went really well. But two up, they just couldn't deal with the weight of the bike and a rider and a passenger, or a rider and a pillion. So I had to take them off and go with a different option. But they looked really good, and I'm pretty happy with the build quality of them. They would easily deal with the weight of this bike and a single rider. I've got these hellbend struts, and I had them on the XV250 for a while, and they were super hard, but they looked super awesome. I've also got a couple of bushings. I'm not sure what size this will be, so I've got a couple of different options in case I need them, to just shrink that down to something that is a little bit more manageable. But the XV250, these fit perfectly, so fingers crossed it's the same size on a VL250. Let's get into it. Let's start stripping some crap off, because there's a bit of trim here that has got to go, and then we'll have a look at what we're up against and we'll lower the back end down. Guys, we are going to use a lift. I've decided I've got it. You could use a car jack if you don't have a lift. This lift was like $100 off Marketplace. I think you can get them for about 150 now from Super Cheap. It's worth its weight in gold, but for a small job like this, you probably could use a car jack if you were very careful, or you could have a mate help you lift it up, or lift it up onto a milk crate or something like that. But yeah, we've taken this panel off. We're just using a Phillips head. .6mm Allen key and a 6mm Allen key to get those trim pieces off. 17mm socket, and yes, I did go around and crack them to speed this up for you. They weren't that loose. Okay. Get that off there. So I've already gone around and done the other side. Make sure the bottle's tight. Only needs to come up a centimetre or so. stable enough there. Pull that one off. Put our bushes in. Oop. Oop. So settle that out there. We'll just put our dome nuts on. It's finger tight. Dome nut. Dome nut. And 17 mil. Cool. Just zip around and tighten the other side with the 17. And we'll lower the bike down again. Classic. We'll just get these trim pieces back on quickly. Because that went pretty smoothly. I recommend using a lift, or if you're stuck, just grab the jack from the car and just lift it up a centimetre or two. It'll just give you the room you need to work with to adjust the swing arm up and down to get them on. As you saw, the bushings are not particularly well machined, so there's a little bit of issue with tolerance of one of them, but a quick tap with the hammer got it on. Yeah, that's the stance of it there. I think it looks absolutely amazing. I'm sure I'm going to regret it down the track, but we'll continue. I'm sure I'm going to regret it down the track, but we will continue with the struts on from here. If I find that it's too uncomfortable or my partner doesn't like it, we can switch to the shocks and it will look just as awesome. If you're worried about clearance, I can get my hand in right around. There's sort of about that much clearance around the tyre. Just remember that the swing arm doesn't travel with struts on, so it's basically hard-tailed. So you only need a couple of mil clearance to deal with hot tyre expansion through heat, and we've got sort of that much. It's probably 5 centimetres or so. The other thing to remember is that when you lower a bike, the stand becomes too long. So if you turn that way, it wants to fall over. So just remember when you park, you've got to turn into it. But yeah, that's how it looks there. I think it looks amazing, real happy with it. And I'm going to continue with the struts for the build from here on in for the moment. Yeah, hope you enjoyed that one, guys. My name's Chris, this is I Ride Taz. Make sure you go to chopthembob.com.au and use iRideTaz10 on checkout. Also, thank you to a couple of supporters that have made donations through buymeacoffee.com/iRideTaz. Thank you very much, guys. Your names will appear. Yeah, till I see you next time, guys. Videos are Tuesday, 3:30 PM Australian Eastern Standard Time. I am out, and I'll see you next time.